What's up guys, Joseph here from the Nerd Mac, and today we are having two of the budget smartphones in the market, one from Oppo and one from Huawei, and both are gradient smartphones which have a beautiful back, both glossy backs, and one is the Oppo F9 and the other is the Nova 3i. So we'll be comparing both of these phones, their camera, the performance, and all of the things that set them apart, and that will help you to decide which one is better smartphone for you guys. So let's get into it. Starting off with the exterior, we can see that both of these phones are finished in a beautiful gradient design. As you can see, Oppo has a prismatic design within the gradients, and in the Nova 3i we can see that the iris purple is gradient with the blue color. So both of these phones also have a dual camera lens system on the back. Now looking at the Nova 3i with a 16 megapixel plus 2 megapixel camera along with a flash and a fingerprint scanner. Now if we see the Oppo F9, it also has a dual camera system, a 16 plus 2 megapixel camera and a fingerprint scanner and the Oppo logo in the middle. Now let's see the front of the phone. The Oppo F9 has a 6.3-inch water drop display, which Oppo claims. The phone has a really good build quality, but although it's a plasticky phone, being a budget phone, and the display is really clear and edge to edge. There's a slight bit of chin, but there's a camera right in the middle, and then it's covered by all screen. It's hard to see where the proximity sensors and all the other sensors are hidden. All we can see is the camera and a small speaker grill on the top. As you can see on the bottom, we have a speaker grill, a micro USB fast charging port, and a headphone jack. The Oppo has finally introduced VOOC charging, which enables you to fast charge cell phones. It has a really smooth interface, the ColorOS 5.2. Not only that, but the interface is really smooth. It's quite similar to the iOS, but you know there's Android touch to it. Now switching on to the Nova 3i, I really like the gradients on this phone. It has the same dual camera system, fingerprint scanner, flash, and the Huawei logo printed on the bottom left. Now looking at the front, you can see that the Huawei has a all-screen display with a notch, but the notch is not that big due to the dual camera system, 24 megapixel earpiece and followed by 2 megapixel depth sensor. It has a small chin also at the bottom, similar to the Oppo F9. Going into the interface, the Huawei uses the typical MUI with the latest firmware 8.2, but it's not very impressive. It's the same Huawei interface that is carried on for all this time. Really hope that they would actually improve the system. Putting both of these phones side to side, we can see that there's not much of a difference size-wise. They're almost similar, but I believe that the Oppo is a bit thicker than the Huawei. Both have a microphone on the top, but on the opposite ends. As you can see on one side, we can see that Huawei has a lock button along with the volume rocker, but the Oppo only has a lock button to it. Now coming on to the camera, we can see that Oppo offers a dual camera system in its main camera, which consists of a 16 megapixel camera, which is a f1.8 lens, and the other is the 2 megapixel camera, which is the depth sensor camera with a 2.4 aperture, so you can get really nice low light pictures and videos. Now going into the camera interface, you can see that there's a lot of options similar to the previous predecessor that includes video mode, photo mode, portrait mode, sticker, panorama, and all those, including expert mode. But now Oppo for the first time has introduced a slow motion mode that enables you to record 120 fps video. Now we'll try to actually take pictures from both of the phones so that we can compare the pictures side by side. So I'll take a photo of each of the phone from the other phone, and on the right, the Nova 3i has a vibrant and a more light up image, whereas on the left, the Oppo F9 produces a very contrasty picture, but I believe both cameras are doing very well. Now we did a benchmark test on both of the phones, and at the end of the benchmark test, it was surprising that the Oppo wasn't able to surpass the benchmark score of the Huawei. as both of these phones are octa-core, whereas Huawei has the high silicon Kirin 710 processor chipset and a GPU of Mali G51 MP4, whereas the Oppo F9 has the MediaTek MTK 6771 Helios P60 chipset and Mali's G72 MP3 GPU. We tried a few games on it and both of the phones are performing very well, so there wasn't any issue while gaming on it. So I believe both of these phones are, for a casual gamer, they're fine. In a budget phone like this, it is more than enough and you won't need a lot of performance savvy high-tech smartphone to run your daily games. The only drawback with the Huawei Nova 3i has that it doesn't have any Gorilla Glass protection, whereas the Oppo F9 gives you a Gorilla Glass 6, which is really helpful for people who are used to dropping their phones more often. So you better apply a good glass protector on your Huawei in order to be more safe in future. So anyhow, if you're looking for performance, I would suggest the Huawei Nova 3i. If you're looking for a good camera phone and a more beautiful display wise phone, or if you want a phone with an edge-to-edge display and has a bit sharper lens in selfie wise and VOOC charging, which enables you to fast charge cell phones, you can go for the Oppo F9, which is not that bad. It's a good phone. So anyways, thanks for watching and please do subscribe for more updates on the Nerd Mag.